Hello, Shaman, and people at home watching. Welcome back to the On a CRT series. Today, I am taking a look at Blood West. This is, of course, on my lovely ViewSonic P810 CRT monitor. The whole point of me showing this off is, for one, to show the game off. Like, I really like this game, and I think you should check it out. But for two, what is it like playing a retro-styled game on something you would play that's a little more retro, being the CRT monitor? I'm going to go through some of the settings real quick. So we will jump into our options. This has a lot of different settings for whatever kind of monitor we want to set up. So we can do borderless full screen. There's a windowed maximized. There is just a normal window. There is one that breaks everything. I think that's exclusive full screen. Yep. Okay. The CRT does not like that. CRT angry. One thing you might not know about CRTs is depending on what resolution you're sending to them is actually going to affect their refresh rate and what you need to have your shutter speed at on your camera so it doesn't freak out like this. And then it has borderless full screen as well, which I believe is what I was in before. And unfortunately, I have that tiny little line going down the screen, depending on what the monitor wants to do, how warm it is, how long it's been on. This can affect kind of certain elements of the monitor, like how bright it is or how easily it is for me to get this line out of here. This is about the least intrusive I could get it on here. If I swap back to exclusive full screen, I could do it differently, but I don't know that it would be better. And I think this is fine. I mean, it's just a tiny little line going down. I do have a video in the works talking more specifically about why that line shows up and how to get rid of that line, because it looks a lot worse if you do nothing. So make sure to subscribe to look into that. So there's a bunch of different options for that. It also can swap through a ton of different resolutions. You can do native. You can go ahead and look at that. We're just flapping through all of this. And native should be this. Yes, this is 1600 by 1200 is the native resolution. I know, this thing's old and it has a high resolution. Crazy, right? And that's pretty much the gist of the settings that you really want to do on a CRT. We don't need to change any of these. So yeah, we're kind of just good to like show off actually running through the game a little bit now. So Blood West did just recently go into their phase 2 of their 3-part plan. This is an early access game. As you can tell, it is very retro inspired. You may think of games like Blood, and you may think of, I don't actually know if this is a combination of any games that are set in the West, or if this is just, hello, this is set in the West. Also, it's kind of like the game Blood. But yeah, it's got very retro inspired, or at the very least, not 2022 HD graphics. And I think that that complements running on the CRT very well, especially the higher frame rates you can push on the CRT. I am such a big fan. This is a game that I've heard some people call a stealth shooter. It is a game where you want to be kind of sneaky. I am running through an area I've already been in, because I have played this game a little bit. I figured I'd get a little bit of experience under showed off anything. Also, this enemies respawn at different places. I literally like just did this. I made a new save before I played this too. Okay, so you need to be really careful. See, they're not incredibly retro. I mean, if you've ever seen Blood, like the original, you would know it looks very different. Oh, I'm caught. Okay. So, whenever you get caught, oh, you really don't want to get touched. You're really just, in most games that have zombie-like things, you kind of want to avoid getting zombified. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right there. Okay, I think we should be good to be able to go back there. A lot of the game doesn't have where you can kind of cheese them, like I'm doing right now. I mean, I didn't intentionally get caught so that I could cheese them, but I'm also not gonna just sit there and die, like intentionally die because I'm like, oh well, I don't wanna use the cheaty spot. No, I will use the cheaty spot. Now this is a spot where you might go, how does this fit with not being widescreen? And I don't know if you can tell, but it is very tight here. Thankfully, it is accommodating. A thing with CRTs is depending on the resolution, like anytime you swap resolution on this thing, it's basically going to give you more or less black bars on, like, you can see there's a little bit of black right here, and there's not really right there. That's because I haven't adjusted the scaling and sizing on the monitor to fit right there. Like, there's a lot of, like, tweaks you kind of need to do in the settings. You can't really, I kind of configured the camera to be able to see the game and not the settings. But anyway, overscan is a pretty common word for that, where there's just junk that'll show up in the corners. And this right here, this might fit perfectly, but it looks a little cut off. I actually don't know if this fits perfectly. I'm assuming that this is as far over as you can go. Did that drop it on the ground? It did. I'm pretty sure that's as far over as it can go. Another way we could check is this. We'll see if I can move it over in the grid. No, so it fits perfectly. So this game actually works really well for this, which is very, very cool. I am a big fan. I have played several hours of this game on this monitor, and it has worked quite well. I have very, very little complaints. I don't think I really have any complaints. This game, honestly, pretty built for this. This is a Unity game. I haven't heard the devs talk about that, but if you go into the game files, you can see files that have the word Unity in them. You can see the little Unity engine things. So it's, it doesn't take too much to be able to piece together. Oh god, almost got caught. So we have like the Far Cry, like, throwing a rock system. That's, I know there's a ton of other games that have done it, but like Far Cry is just the one that comes to mind. I need to hit him with an axe. Hold on. Okay. I have a bunch of modifiers right now for being able to stealth a little bit better. So do not think that you can just easily go in there. And I'll show you here. I'll just show you some of the modifiers. So right here, I have a weapon that makes sneaking more effective. This is some special weapon that I found in a cave. You have artifacts which can give you special different modifiers and stats that give you pluses and minuses. Like, some of them hurt you and help you. Like, for example, he didn't give me a feather. They can give you a feather that reduces your max stamina, which, if you can look in the bottom left, I have 100 stamina, so I would go down to 90, but I would regen 25% more, or faster, I guess. So I wouldn't have quite as much to the max, so I couldn't run for as long. But if I run and then stop, which is typically how you play the game, you normally aren't just going crazy sprinting, then you can actually come out quite ahead if you want to do that. And there's just a lot of little individual things in the game where you have these like little trade-offs depending on your playstyle. I had no idea that was there. I had no idea that was there. That is so cool. Okay, time slows down by 15% for 1 second. Sorry, I saw 1 second and I was like, what is second? 1 seconds? I believe this game isn't natively in English also. So, and apparently I'm not either, because I said that very strangely. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to play for a little bit and show it off. Part of me wanting to show off games is so you can know if this is something, for one, that you would want to try to do, or for two, if you have the ability to do this, if you own a monitor and want to see more games that would suit it well, then you can do that. And for three, maybe you want to live vicariously through me. So if that's what you're wanting, I do play it a little bit more than I need to, because playing games is fun. Okay, we're doing fine. These guys drop teeth sometimes. I don't know what they do. You can just sell them. Okay, that was close. I haven't shown, so I have like 10 hours on this game, so I'm able to react pretty quickly. These guys take maybe 20 or 30 health from you per hit. So if you mess up, the reason why I called it a stealth shooter earlier. If you screw up, you can pretty insta-die if you are not paying attention. Like, you get caught, he hits you. You charge up for a swing, he hits you. You miss your swing, he hits you. Like, that's pretty much it. You have the chance to get like 2 swings, and if you aren't taking them out then, well, you better be running or you better be hitting. Because otherwise, you are in, okay. Is he actually going to do this? Am I immediately going to make noise and get caught? No. Okay. Alright, please give me the feather. Yes! Okay, I can show you the feather. This is exactly what I was talking about. Feather. Remains from Birdman. That's a Birdman. If I screw up, you'll see that he can shoot me with a gun, and he also has a little, like, side dash he can do by flapping his wings. So, increases stamina regen by 25%, lowers max stamina by 10. Exactly how I said it. Why do I hear that? Ooh, I know what I can do real quick. I'll show off. I don't think I'll actually shoot anything. Who saw me? If you couldn't tell already, the eyeball in the bottom means someone can see you. Alright, I'm gonna try off this, or show off, and try the slow-mo thing, so. That wasn't slow. Oh! Oh, it doesn't make me move slow, it makes them move slow. That's weird. Yeah, that's not slow. But it slows down for them, I think. Okay, let me actually... I have to like get close to somebody to be able to see it, but I don't want to get caught at the same time. We'll show it off in a minute. That's fine. Oh god. So these are the zombies, but with a hard, crunchy shell, which basically means they're just bullet sponges. Oh, that was not bad. Yeah, see, you see how much damage that just did to me? That was bad. I did not like that. That did a lot of damage. And healing, at least in the very beginning, is a little scarce. Okay. Oh, I can show off the gun now. No? No? Does it not work? Well, you can see his moveset now. Come on, you gonna show it off? Alright, that's fine. That's fine. They don't need to see it. You don't. Something cool, but also perhaps tedious, is you have to individually put bullets into the guns. So this, for example... He gave me 2 bullets here. And if I want to take the ammo out, I can hit unstock ammo. And now I can just hold on to these to sell them. And keep the ammo for myself. Which is pretty neat. Now, I do believe... Oh. Oh, there we go. There's cigars. I was going to say, the watchtowers normally have a little bit... So this is like a... This is a quest thing. Like a really early quest is they want you to go... up here. It is, in fact, so early that I have not accepted it on my fresh game. Huh. Well, hopefully that doesn't complicate things very much. I am kind of min-maxing a little bit, because this is like, oh, there's goodies over there. This is not my first rodeo. I mean, it is still kind of my first rodeo. I haven't beaten the game, but I've made it through a good bit of the beginning area, so... It kinda isn't my first rodeo. If you guys have any suggestions for games you want to see in this series, or improvements that I can make in this series, I'm trying to, some of the other ones I've kind of just played, mostly. I'm trying to, you know, actually talk about the tech specs and talk about the games a little bit more. I do think that this is a game that aesthetic-wise really nails the... It's funny. Okay, so if I get really close to this, you can tell, wow, this looks very mosaic. Does not look super well. But the funny thing is CRTs with this game and games like this have a charm of being able to kind of smooth this out. Like, this is probably here. I'm like, oh, I can't even really tell that they intentionally made this look blocky. I'm gonna lower the resolution and see how this actually works. Okay, really the main thing is our menu is getting really fuzzy. Let me try this and see how different. Oh, well, I mean, I guess the texture's already smaller than that, so it's the same. See, So I just dramatically dropped the resolution, which would obviously make your game run way, way faster. And I don't know if you can tell, but it does not really look different. That is not a camera trick. That is just the way CRT monitors render things, or display them, I guess, not really render. The way you see things through this display versus something more modern, it's a little different. They don't handle resolution by doing like pixels, okay? So you can play like this, and you could just, if you have a computer that doesn't run things quite as well, or if you want to really just boost your frame rate, you can drop the resolution like that, and this still looks pretty good. And that is not a texture specific thing. You can play a newer game and do that, and it'll still probably look pretty good. I am going to bump this up because unfortunately the text is really blurry. But other than that, I mean, this is nice. I really like this game. I would recommend it. I'd say you should check it out. I'm not here to sell you any games though. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. And I definitely can't sell you this 20-year-old monitor, but I can sell you on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Please let me know what you want to see in the future. And with that, I'm out. Bye.